The Huskers, of course, competing in the new Legends division, as Gerry mentioned. They're the highest-ranked team in the division in the preseason coaches poll, picked 11th nationally. They'll play everyone in this group, obviously, as well as Wisconsin, Ohio State, and Penn State from the leaders. So a challenging welcome to the conference for head coach Bo Pelini. And Bo Pelini joins us now. Coach, tough conference schedule for you guys as you open Big Ten play. How much work did you do as a staff, and what specifically do you do to break it down since you have all these new opponents?
Well, we started way back in February after signing day, really a couple weeks before signing day when we were off the road, and put a lot of time into all our new opponents. And you're not doing detailed scouting reports, but you are trying to become familiar with everybody you're going to play. And it required, it was a little bit busier off season because of that, because of all the other things you have to do, but just the reality of the situation that we're in.
Coach, you just finished your 6th day of practice. What are some of the things you're most pleased about with the team?
Well, I think we've come a long way. I really like the energy is good. We have a lot of character on this team, and I think the leadership is good. We're going into year 4. I think the familiarity between the players and coaches is probably at an all-time high. And I'm seeing progress in all 3 phases of the game, but we're nowhere near where we need to be yet. But I think we're about where we should be after 6 days, and the kids are working hard. The attitude's been great.
Coach, you talk about the progress that you've seen in all 3 phases, particularly special teams in the kicking game. How's that coming along?
Well, it's great. We have a lot of guys returning on our special teams, but obviously we lose our big horse, Alex Henry. But between Brett Maher and we have a young freshman who comes in as a kicker, Morrow, Bondi, and I think they've both done really well. I think Brett, he's really hitting the ball well, but it's the pressure's on him. It's a tough act to follow when you're following Alex Henry with everything he was able to accomplish. But I think he has a veteran unit around him. He has a lot of great people, a lot of good players, and we have a lot of continuity there, so that's going to help him.
Well, there's so much pressure on the quarterbacks these days, and you look at Taylor last year, a young guy, so much pressure on him. How have you seen his growth from last year to this year?
Well, I think he's a different guy, and what you see is a very confident young man right now, and somebody who he's always had confidence. But you just said it, Coach. You realize that your first year, you're going to go through some growing pains. It's difficult, and I think he's comfortable right now. I think his leadership skills are starting to come out. He's just doing a great job running the offense and playing within the offense, and I think you're going to see. I think he has a chance to really take his game to another level.
Coach, let's talk about ball security a little bit, and I know that's paramount in any offense, but there's also 2 schools of thought. Do you talk about ball security, or do you just kind of let it lay and just make sure that the guys are doing what they need to do in practice to secure it?
No, we started. That was the first thing we talked about as an offense, and I think we do a good job on the defensive side of the ball, attacking the ball, but we put the ball on the ground way too much last year, and it hurt us. And that it was an emphasis, that along with the unnecessary penalties, the false starts, the things that really kill your efficiency as an offense, and that's been a big point of emphasis for us, and that's got to continue. We're not where we need to be, but I'm seeing we're better in both those phases right now. But you all know, one time the ball goes on the ground or one penalty at the wrong time, that's one too many. And our players understand that. We're going to continue to harp on it, and keep getting better at it.
Coach, obviously we're new here, so this might be old news to Nebraska fans, but it's been interesting both when we were out here in the spring and here in the preseason to see how much time Coach Osborne spends around the program. What has it been like for you to have someone like that available as a resource on a day-to-day basis?
I think it's great. He's obviously that's what he loves. That's his love. And he comes out here and he watches practice. He's not out here all the time, but he tries to pop out almost every day, and he just gives you a unique perspective. He might it's funny. He's very hands off, and he doesn't. But he's always there for me if I have a question, or I want to, say, what's your observations? What do you think, about this, that, or the other thing? But I think it's a great relationship we have. There's a lot of trust we have between us, and we have a great working relationship. So I think it's great for me, and especially, I'm still a fairly young head coach, and obviously no one has it all figured out, and to have somebody who's accomplished what he was able to accomplish, I'd be crazy not to use him.
Nebraska head coach Bo Pelini. Coach, thanks so much for having us. Great to have you guys on board.
Thanks, appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, Coach.